For this demonstration, I'll be showing you how to make this slab pocket container. So to make this slab pocket container, you need to cut out 2 circles just like this, which I've already done, using the same slab rolling technique. And you also need this piece right here. This is going to be the walls that connect the 2 circle pieces, so I have that one cut out right here. So to put these together, what I need to do is lay one of my circles down and set this over the top so it doesn't go all the way around, but I set it on top there and see where it's going to fit, and then I'm going to make a mark at the top of each one of these lines of the rectangle, walls of the rectangle, and then when I take it off, I know that I need to score from here all the way over to here. So just like this. Remember, again, when you're scoring, it's not cutting, it's just making marks. So I have that scored and ready to go. And then I need to do the same thing on the rectangle, so go all the way across the rectangle and score it. And then it will sit on top of here, so I have to put my slip on. Okay, so you can see my slip on there. And then I'll take this and set it down at where it started, and then wrap it around. And that's where that will go. And I also have to, of course, like I said in the last video, scrape the walls or the seams to get those filled in nice and solid. Okay, I'm not going to worry so much about the inside on this one. I'm just going to make sure I really do a good job of getting that all worked in there. Alright, before I put the next piece on, because this is going to be the back of it, so it'll sit up like this, so I have to put another piece on top of it here. I am going to go ahead and make a hole in this, so if I wanted to make this to hang on the wall, I could. So I'm going to kind of try to find the top center of this, which I think maybe is going to be about right there, and I'm going to come down a little ways, and I'm actually going to take the point of the needle tool first and kind of start it, and then I'll take the other end, the wooden end, and poke it through there, get a nice hole so I can hang it on a nail or something like that, or I could put a ribbon or a string through it and hang it from there. On the back side, because the clay pressed through, I had to kind of get that pressed down and worked out. Okay? If you know that you're not going to hang it on the wall, you don't need to make the pocket. So I'll set this aside, and on this one, I also need to make textures. So I'm going to do that same kind of thing. On the examples, they only did it on part of there, but if you don't want to do it on part, you can do it on the whole thing if you choose to. So I'm going to use, I think, a fork this time, and give kind of a wavy line, and I'm just going to follow that wavy line with my fork. Of course, you can do whatever you want with your textures. And then I'm going to do something along, let's see, I'm going to do something like this, I think. So I'm just using the rounded edge of this tool, and then you can see what I've done so far. And then I think I'll maybe kind of hand draw kind of some sort of more squiggly line along there. Okay, so my textures are finished, and now I'm ready to attach it. So to attach it, I have to score all along the top side of the wall, add some slip along there, and then I have to score along here. So I know that I need to go not all the way around, so I'm going to estimate this time. I think I can get it pretty close. If you go all the way around, that's fine too. This is going to be on the back side. And then I have it scored there. I left some at the top. And then I'll go ahead and take this and set it down on there. And then I've got to start working this all together. So scraping the clay over the seam. I'm scraping it over the seam to fill in the hole. When we get this done, we're going to set it upright and put our name and class on the back, and then we'll set it upright for it to dry so it holds its shape better, because when it's laying down, it wants to kind of cave in. You can't see it very well, but it wants to cave in. Now I like to go back over after I've scored and smooth it so it looks nice all the way around. It's just a nice finishing thing that you should do to make the best looking project that you can. I don't recommend you using slip for this, because if you use a bunch of slip, you start to make it all slimy and too wet. Okay, so I'm going to call that good. I'm going to set this up. And there's my finish. Now, oh, I just noticed here, this is pretty rough along here. So I'm going to take my finger and try and make that nice and smooth, make that look the best that it can. I might use just a tiny bit of slip, but it doesn't take much. Okay, I think that's good. So set that up. And I would have put my name and class on the bottom before I go set it on the shelf to dry out. But that is how you make the clay pocket, the slab pocket project.